Brings up third down. The Steelers on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. A good effort there, 9 yards, but it's going to leave them looking at a 4th and 1. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs, as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the second half. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Boswell's kick is good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for KC. He's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Green 39. Green 39. Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. Z, 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 Z. Z, 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 Z. Slow.
Back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw. And it's complete to Kelsey. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit, because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
Ace! Z, 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 Z.
He's back to throw. Flushed out right. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Butker now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Black 20. Double, double. Double, double. Double bump. Check three, check three. Quarter, quarter. Quarter, quarter. Back, back.
They'll look to throw. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
Eat these two. Snickers. 66. Eight.
Here's Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This to potentially send us to overtime. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. He'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
There's certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big first down here in OT.
And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that first down. Everyone seems a little more energized. But did I hear you before the game call in and say, this is my quarterback for your fantasy league? Because he just gave you a good stat, didn't he?
He did, and I appreciate it. They go play action here on first down. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. This is caught inside the 15. A huge play there in overtime. 48 yards. Explosion plays always break the back of a defense. In overtime to put him in the red zone, that was huge.
I like your description there, because when you get an explosion play, now people are really scrambling on defense. Now they're looking to each other. Who's going to step up? Who's going to make a play? Offensive guys have the momentum. Now they're in the red zone. They've got to be thinking attack, trying to get it into the end zone.
On first and 10, here's Mahomes. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get, because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. And again, it's Mahomes. He's got the hook up with Conley. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
Hoping to keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2. They come out here in the eye. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. Here it's 3rd and 2. They come up in a 2 tight end look here. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. All right, here we go. The field goal unit staying on the sideline here at OT. They're going for it on 4th. Mahomes now on the sneak. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down.
For those vertically challenged quarterbacks, here's a time where they will tell you it's an advantage to be a little bit on the smaller side, able to duck in behind their offensive line and stick the ball across the imaginary yellow line for a first down.
How about this starting field position? 1st and goal from 2 yards out. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted.